Hey, welcome back. Have you ever been in a situation where fear completely took over your mind? Your heart starts racing, your stomach drops, and suddenly all those what ifs flood your brain. What if I fail? What if they judge me? What if I make a fool of myself? It's a feeling we all know too well. But here's the thing. Fear isn't your enemy. In fact, fear can be one of your greatest allies if you learn how to harness its power. In today's video, we are going to explore the secret to conquering fear. And trust me, this isn't about eliminating fear, because that's not realistic. It's about embracing fear and using it as a tool to drive you towards success. By the end of this video, you will have a completely new mindset towards fear, and you'll see how it can actually unlock your full potential. So get comfortable, and let's dive into the secret to conquering fear, the life-changing lessons that will transform the way you face your fears, and how you can use them to create the life you truly deserve. 1. Fear, the invisible force that holds you back. First, let's talk about what fear is and why it has such a huge impact on us. Fear is deeply wired into our biology. It's an instinct designed to protect us from danger. Back in the day, fear kept us alive when we were faced with predators or dangerous situations. It was a survival mechanism. But today, the threats we face are no longer life or death. Most of the time, the things we fear are far more abstract. Things like rejection, failure, or uncertainty. Yet, despite how far we've come, fear still shows up and feels just as real as it did back in those ancient times. It's that feeling of anxiety before a big presentation or the dread before an important decision. And here's the truth. Fear can actually hold us back from achieving greatness. The problem is, many of us allow it to. We let it stop us from taking risks, trying new things, or going after our dreams. But here's the game-changing insight I want to share. Fear is not a signal to stop. It's a signal to move forward. Fear is often pointing you toward the direction of growth, the direction of opportunity. So when fear shows up, instead of running away from it, we should embrace it and see it for what it really is, a sign that you're about to stretch yourself beyond your limits. So, let's change the narrative. Fear is not something to fear. It's an opportunity for growth. 2. Rewriting your fear story. Transforming fear into fuel. Now, let's talk about how to rewrite the story you've been telling yourself about fear. If you are like most people, when fear hits, the natural instinct is to avoid it. We think, I can't do this. I'm not ready. I'm going to fail. And the more we focus on those negative thoughts, the more we spiral into fear. But here's the secret. You have the power to reframe those negative thoughts. Instead of letting fear define you, let fear refine you. Every time fear tries to hold you back, challenge it. When you think, what if I fail? Flip it and ask yourself, what if I succeed beyond my wildest dreams? When you think, what if I make a fool of myself? Ask, what if I inspire someone by showing them that I faced my fear and kept going? When you start reframing your thoughts in this way, you take away fear's power. You shift the narrative from fear of failure to fear of not trying. You stop seeing fear as a roadblock and start seeing it as a signal that you are pushing yourself towards something incredible. And here's the key. Every time you face your fear, you build resilience. Fear doesn't go away. It doesn't just disappear because you want it to. But every time you confront it head-on, you get stronger. You build a mental muscle that will serve you in every area of your life. So instead of fearing fear, start embracing it as a tool that makes you stronger. 3. Courage in action, taking small steps toward big change. Here's something that holds many people back from facing their fears, the idea that you have to take massive action. We think that in order to conquer fear, we have to take huge, dramatic leaps. But that's not the case at all. In fact, small steps are often the key to big change. You don't have to tackle your biggest fear all at once. You can start small. Let's take public speaking. For example, maybe the idea of standing in front of a crowd and delivering a speech terrifies you. Instead of aiming for a big stage right away, start by practicing in front of a mirror, then with a friend, then in front of a small group. Every time you do this, you are building confidence and taking action, no matter how small. And here's the beautiful part. Those small steps lead to big progress. When you take small, courageous actions over time, you begin to see that fear doesn't have to control you. You control the fear. And the more you step through fear, the more confident you become. Eventually, those small actions will build up and you realize that you overcome what once seemed impossible. 4. Embrace discomfort. Growth happens where fear lives. Let's talk about discomfort for a second. No one likes to feel uncomfortable. We avoid it at all costs. But here's the thing. Growth only happens in discomfort. Think about it. When you work out at the gym, your muscles don't grow when you're comfortable. They grow when they're pushed, when they're challenged, when they're forced to go beyond their usual limits. And the same goes for your mind and your spirit. When you are pushing yourself to do something that scares you, you are not just confronting fear. You are expanding your capacity. You are growing. This is the moment when most people want to retreat. When fear and discomfort show up, it's easy to think, this is too much. Maybe I should just quit. But I want you to remember this. It's in these moments of discomfort that you have the greatest potential to evolve. The next time fear and discomfort show up, instead of running from them, embrace them. They are telling you that you are about to break through to a whole new level of greatness. 5. Reframing fear. Shifting your perspective to unleash power. Another powerful tool for overcoming fear is reframing. It's about how you choose to view fear and what you decide to do with it. We often see fear as something to avoid, but what if we saw it differently? What if we reframed fear as a signal for action? What if we saw fear as fuel for success? Every time you feel fear, think of it as a cue to act. Fear is the body's way of telling you that you are doing something important. It's not trying to hold you back. It's trying to propel you forward. Reframe fear as excitement. Reframe the discomfort as a fire that will ignite your growth. When you reframe your fears, you change your relationship with them. Fear no longer feels like an obstacle. It feels like a push, a nudge, a little voice saying, go for it. Reframing fear is about choosing the story you tell yourself about fear. And I want to challenge you. Reframe your fear as a challenge to rise above. 6. Real-life stories. Fear transformed into triumph. Now, let's look at some real-life stories of people who faced their fears and turned them into triumph. Walt Disney is a perfect example. He faced rejection after rejection and was told that his ideas were too risky, too unrealistic. But he didn't let fear stop him. Instead, he kept pushing forward, and today, Disney is one of the most iconic brands in the world. Or take Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She was told countless times that her idea would never work. She faced rejection and fear at every turn, but she refused to let those fears stop her. She believed in herself, took risks, and eventually became the youngest self-made female billionaire in the U.S. These stories show us that fear is not the end of the journey, it's the beginning. Fear is proof that you are on the verge of something big. When you push past fear, that's when the magic happens. 7. Your challenge. Conquer fear and step into your power. Now, I want to challenge you. The next time fear shows up, don't run from it. Lean into it. Take one small step forward, even if it's uncomfortable. Use your fear as fuel for action. Every time you face fear, you become stronger, more resilient, and closer to your dreams. Remember, fear is a signal that you are on the right path. You are capable of so much more than you realize, and every time you confront fear, you unlock a new level of greatness. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on how to overcome your fears and live your best life. And always remember, fear is not a roadblock. It's a stepping stone to your success. Keep moving forward and take the leap, because your best life is waiting on the other side of fear.